So as we talk about the socially emerging project manager, we want to also talk about what is trending today. And what is trending today is over the last 10 to 15 years, you have seen corporations, businesses in general, just start to run their businesses by projects. Rather than having a direct reporting relationship to a manager, most employees today who are involved with project work in a matrixed environment. So what does that mean in a modern educated world? People today do not see themselves as machine or bits in a unit where they are assigned to certain tasks. There's a physiological phenomenon signaling activity and efficiency where folks actually want to understand not only their piece of the work, but the bigger context within which they're working. And what that does is that allows for a creative, right-brain thinker to introduce new ideas and brainstorm. So project managers, what do? As practitioners, we monitor and track projects, initiatives per PMI's triple constraints of scope, schedule, and budget. But I would say at the outset of this presentation, is that really all that we should be doing? This picture is a cyber texture egg building. It was commissioned by VJ Associates and designed by James Law to create an office unlike any other in Mumbai, India. And it definitely demonstrates the creative contribution as being part of a team effort rather than just accepting individual responsibility. For being a team member means engaging in the exchange of knowledge and information, and it means forging relationships, because as people in today's fast-paced, dynamic world, we are looking for to provide meaningful and stimulation in the problems that we are trying to solve for. Of a stimulating project. Everybody has seen this building in person, but it's located in Anu province in China, and inside the transparent violin is the staircase to the building upstairs, the piano. Here's an upside-down house. I think this would be an example of creativity. It was designed by Daniel Sapiewski and is located in the tiny village of Zimbark, Poland. We'll make a statement. Human behavior is unpredictable. Is it? In an uncertain, complex, and fast-paced environment, how we understand human behavior is important, and how should we manage it uniquely to different perspectives. As such, we need to become self-aware by understanding our behaviors based on both our natural and adapted styles, and in doing so, then we also learn how to read other people and be able to play to our strengths and their strengths as well by understanding communication styles, workplace motivators, and behaviors. It improves workplace relations and encourages collaboration. We gain workplace efficiencies from it, and then our initiatives tend to be more successful. So I want to pause here and ask the audience, does anyone work in a perfect environment? And if not, what do you find are your pain points? Projects are not about the science. They're also about the art of execution. Today's presentation will not focus on how to achieve bottom-line results, yet it ultimately offers ways to ensure successful project delivery and to meet organizational goals and objectives. And to set the context for today's presentation, the content is from original research conducted for a master's thesis at the University of Pennsylvania. The people interviewed were mid-level career professionals who worked in a cross-section of industry sectors: pharmaceutical, insurance, energy, IT, higher learning, and business consultants. Also included general observation from the environments of the Fortune 100 companies that I have worked in. And funnily enough, when we talk about messy, the financial crisis back at the end of the 2007, 2008, business schools started reevaluating their models for teaching because they recognized that both business and projects fail, not because of a lack of process and methodologies, but because of people. So the art component relates to managing and working with people, and being socially aware includes striving toward emotional intelligence and, in general, just learning how to connect with people. Yes, for those of you who work in a virtual environment, that is possible and it is absolutely necessary. So we can ask many different people, and each will have a different answer or combination of answer of what interpersonal skills they believe are important. And this is just an example of, it's a listing of a few interpersonal skills, or what we call social characteristics. That interpersonal skills are inherent personality traits. They can be learned experientially and be enhanced in a formal classroom setting. But for those of you who already understand the art of building relationship and how that creativity needs to be included in project execution, you may already have a tendency inherently toward understanding this and not understand at all how the project manager or program manager sitting next to you is just not getting it. Some people don't tune into this, and usually those are the people who have trouble with delivering projects on time, per scope, and on budget. So if you all, or if you remember Richard Dawson, he had a game show, and he used to ask a survey question. So the question here is, what are the 3 social characteristics or interpersonal skills that most highly impact project and business success? There is number 1, leadership is number 2, and team building is number 3. Difficult to list, rank, and conduct a comparative analysis across literature because many publications list the same social characteristics but prioritize them differently. So this is an ad hoc exercise where heuristic or personal biases may influence the outcome. But the important one interpersonal skill and the importance of any one interpersonal skill can vary from one person to another, or even from organization to another organization depending on its culture. Here again from the survey, team building, leadership, and communication, or what I call tender, loving care in the workplace. So the basic premise of business is about building relationships. It's all about the people or the human side of business that really gets things done, pushes the deal to completion, and means success for a project team. Yes, it takes skill, structure, process, and methodology to run a business, but if people don't work collaboratively and cooperatively in a communicative style, it is difficult to meet business objectives. And that may be something that we all hear and that we all believe, but there is almost a science about how to introduce art into project work. So these are just a few examples of team building. From the Philadelphia area or whatever football team that is your team, you know, athletes are natural competitors during training camp, but they compete for starting